When you ask somebody what is chemistry, they might say it's the study of chemicals, or it's the study of explosions, or color changes, or something like that. But chemistry is really the study of matter. And matter can be classified into two types of changes. The first type is called a physical change. A physical change doesn't form anything new, but the object itself changes. I have here a bowl of Chex Mix. I'm sure that this bowl of Chex Mix always didn't look like this. Somebody had to make this. They put the pretzels in it. Then they put this type of Chex piece in it. Then they put these in it. So they mixed them all together and made them look different. But is that a physical change or a chemical change? It is a physical change because we haven't formed anything new. There's still pretzels. There's still pieces of Chex cereal. There's still little carbohydrates of science in here. It's all the same. Also, if I took it and I crumbled it all up, is that a chemical change? No, it's not. It's still just Chex Mix. And the same is true with some things around you. Here I have a glass of water. It's in its liquid state. Here is a glass of water in its solid state, ice. Is that a physical or a chemical change? It's gone from regular liquid to ice. It is a physical change. That water, could it be changed back? Yes, it could. I could take this outside and put it in the sun and it would melt and it would turn back into liquid water. On the other hand, if I took the liquid water and put it outside, it might evaporate and turn to a gas. Those are the three types of matter, but there's still a physical change that's going on here. A chemical change is different. A chemical change forms something new and different than when we started. I have here a match. If I strike the match, does the match form anything new? Let's find out. We have heat. That's a sign of a chemical reaction. And now when we look at the match, you see black stuff all over the top. That black stuff is called carbon, and it has left something new and different on the match than when we started. And that's why this would be classified as a chemical change. Back to my Chex Mix. If I ate the Chex Mix, if I ate the whole bowl of Chex Mix, it would later come out of me. Would that be a physical change or a chemical change? Certainly it has formed something that looks different, and yes, it has formed something new and different. And can it be changed back? No, it will never go back to being Chex Mix again after it comes out of you. So that is a chemical change. Here's another chemical change. I'm going to take this cup here and I'm going to be pouring some liquid into this cup. I think I'll go with this one here. It's not important to worry about the names of the liquids that I'm pouring in here right now, but I do want you to watch it closely. Our first one is a very clear colored liquid. And our second one, this is probably the only one that you would have heard of before. This is called hydrogen peroxide. It's very weak hydrogen peroxide. That's why I'm not wearing goggles. And the next one that I'm going to pour in here is also clear in color. Now, I poured about equal amounts of the three chemicals in there. Do you notice any change? Oh, maybe you do. What color is the chemicals? Oh, wait, hold on. It's clear, right? Or is it gold? Or is it blue? This experiment happened sort of by accident to a high school teacher right here in New Jersey, and you can see that this chemical reaction is changing. Actually, it's more than one chemical reaction taking place here. There are many things happening here. It's forming something new and different than when it started, and that's what a chemical change is. When it's all finished, it will never go back to being the three things that we started with, the three different chemicals. Okay, and this happens a little bit because of balance. In math, everything has to be balanced. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Well, in chemistry, it's kind of the same way. What's on one side of the equal sign has to be on the other. But it's really not an equal sign. It's read as yield, and it's an arrow. But some signs of chemical change. We have bubbling going on here. Before you saw smoking. Heat is a sign of a chemical change. Color changes. Definitely a sign of a chemical change. Okay, and can it be changed back? If it can't, then it's probably a chemical change. So, chemical change versus physical change. Very important properties of matter that we need to think about. Thank you. Here we have a cup, and I want you to watch closely and tell me if what you see is a chemical change or a physical change. So I'm going to put some food color in. Then I'm going to put some of this liquid in. See that it's dark, very thick, hard to pour. Now some of this liquid. Equal amounts of those two chemicals, or whatever they might be. And now we're going to stir. This experiment is not in your kit. Okay, now I want you to look closely at it though, and look for signs of change. Change in chemistry might be bubbling, color changes, getting warm, something along those lines. Those would be signs of a chemical change. A physical change would be that it's just a different color because I put green food color in it. But it wouldn't be doing anything to it other than changing that color to the green. Okay, so we're watching it closely. And this experiment actually is not really an experiment more than it is something that is used right here in New Jersey is where it was invented. Are you watching it closely? This is the mushroom monster. Watch it rise. See how it's going up. If you look closely, you can see kind of tiny little bubbles forming across the top. It's definitely changing. It's a giant muffin. Or is it a mushroom? Is it a mushroom monster? What do we have forming inside the cup? But wait a second, where is the cup? The cup seems to have disappeared, to be engulfed by a giant foam-like creature. Is this a physical change or is it a chemical change? If you guessed a chemical change, you are correct. What we are making here might have the nickname Mushroom Monster, but really it is a material that was invented right here in New Jersey. It is called styrofoam. And this kind here is used in airplanes to keep the cabin insulated. Now what we have going on here is that our liquids produced a gas which blew up tiny little bubbles and formed something new and different than what we started with. And that is a chemical change. And what's happening now is that it is cooling down because it was a little bit warm before. And now it's cooling down into a solid. So we have a definite chemical change. And it's never going to go back to being those liquids that we started with.